Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Greg Kimball, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Navy is Warrant Officer Sid Walsh. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that support them. We acknowledge the members of the RSL Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria, RSL Queensland who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors and students on behalf of the following schools. From New South Wales, Daceyville Public School. From Queensland, St Kieran's Primary School, Brighton. From Victoria, Flinders Christian Community College, Curram Downs. And we acknowledge the National Working Experience in Government Program Group. Please stand and join in singing the National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every state advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Students, you may be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where family and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved. And here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Lieutenant Frank Raymond Massey. Frank Raymond Massey was born in 1885 in Lilydale, Victoria, to Frank and Mary Massey, the second of 8 children born to the couple. In 1907 he married Jean Rebecca Johnson, and a son, Frank Henry Massey, was born the following year. When the First World War began, Massey was a station manager on a property known as Wytham at Illaboo, New South Wales. He enlisted for service with the Light Horse Reserve at Holsworthy Camp in November 1914, when the 12th Light Horse Regiment was formed in March 1915. Massey was transferred to the unit and promoted from trooper to squadron quartermaster sergeant. After several months of training, he embarked with his regiment from Sydney on the 13th of June aboard the troop ship Suvac. The 12th Light Horse remained in Egypt, training and patrolling the Suez Canal zone until August. After the Australians on Gallipoli suffered heavy casualties during the August offensive, the 4th Light Horse Brigade, including the 12th Light Horse Regiment, was sent to Gallipoli as reinforcements. Unbeknownst to the men, the 4th Light Horse Brigade was to be broken up and distributed to the other Light Horse Brigades. As a result, Massey and his squadron were transferred to the 7th Light Horse Regiment. He and his comrades were involved in the defensive duties for the remainder of the campaign. After the end of the Gallipoli campaign, the Australians returned to Egypt and the 12th Light Horse Regiment was brought back together at Heliopolis in February. Through the Sinai-Palestine campaign began in April, the regiment was mainly involved in flank protection and security duties. On the 1st of January 1917, Massey was commissioned with the rank of Second Lieutenant and was sent to a school of instruction at Z-Town. He was promoted to Lieutenant in early April and returned to his regiment later in the month to take up duties as the adjutant before attending an instructional course and a topographical course. While he was away from the field on the 8th of March, his brother, Lieutenant Harry Massey, died as a prisoner of the Germans. After Massey returned to his regiment, the Egyptian Expeditionary Force once again went on the offensive, and in an attempt to outflank Gaza, an attack was launched on Beersheba on the 31st of October. Late in the day, with the situation deteriorating, the 4th Light Horse Regiment and the 12th Light Horse Regiment, including Massey, attacked Beersheba at the gallop and captured the town. In the days following the action, Massey, a meticulous recorder of events and details in the regimental war diary, produced a sketch map of the Australian formations as they were formed for the attack on the town. Massey's good work was noticed and he was seconded to the 4th Light Horse Brigade headquarters in February 1918. On the 1st of May, Massey was instrumental in organising and leading elements of the 4th Light Horse Brigade as they withdrew from positions near Assault. Although often under heavy fire, he was able to commit troops to the places where they were most needed, and his actions assisted the brigade in being able to withdraw in good order. Shortly afterwards, his name was promulgated in Sir Edmund Ellenborough's dispatches for his bravery and leadership during action. At the end of the month saw the Light Horse Brigade in defensive positions at Masalaba. With soaring temperatures and an infection of flies, scorpions, spiders and snakes, many men became ill, including Massey. He returned to the headquarters in June, but his health was not good, and in August he was sent to rest camp for a week. Throughout September, Massey was kept busy as the 4th Light Horse Brigade was in constant motion. On the 1st of October, elements of the brigade were the first to enter Damascus. On entering the town, Massey was told his Batman he was not feeling well and took himself to hospital. He was suffering malignant tertian malaria, and though he tried to rally, he developed pneumonia and his health deteriorated. He did not recover and died on the 15th of October. He was laid to rest in the Damascus British War Cemetery the following day. He was 31 years old. Frank Massey's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right among more than 60,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. we now remember Lieutenant Frank Raymond Massey, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening.